What is your name, please?
My name is Robert A. Crowder.
What is your name, please?
My name is Robert A. Crowder.
What is your name, please?
My name is Robert A. Crowder.
Two of these people are imposters. Only one of them is the real Robert A. Crowder, and is the only one sworn to tell the truth. And here is our host, Bud Collier.
Thank you very much. We are back again with our game of deliberate misrepresentation, in which four presumably smart people try to figure out which one of three challengers has sworn to tell the truth. To Tell the Truth is brought to you by Geritol, America's #1 tonic, the high-potency tonic that helps you feel stronger fast. Right now, let's meet our cross-examiners. What is your name, please?
My name is Mary Healy.
My name is Martin Gable.
My name is Kitty Carlisle.
And my name is Hy Gardner.
Now, these three people all claim to be Robert A. Crowder. Of course, only one is the real Robert A. Crowder. The other two have merely assumed that identity, and they do not have to stick to the truth. Panel, in front of you, you will find a copy of an affidavit. Will you please follow along while I read it? I, Robert A. Crowder, was born on a farm in Texas, and except for a hitch in the Marine Corps, have lived in Texas ever since. I have spent most of my adult life in law enforcement work. I started as a motorcycle policeman, later was a member of the Texas Highway Patrol. Until recently, my hobby was raising white-faced cattle, but I had to give it up due to the demands of my present job as chief of the Texas Rangers. I swear that the above statement is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Signed, Robert A. Crowder. Now, we start our game in just a moment. Back. All right, it's time now to play our game. These three people all claim to be Robert A. Crowder, chief of the Texas Rangers. Now, remember, only the real Robert A. Crowder is required to answer your questions truthfully. You will each question until you hear this signal. At the end of the questioning period, you will be asked to record your vote for the one person who, in your opinion, is the real Robert A. Crowder. All right, we'll start this question bee tonight with Mary Healy. Mary?
Oh. All right, contestant number 2. Can you tell me where the Balinese room is?
That is the Shamrock Hotel.
Number 1, can you tell me where the Balinese room is?
It's in Dallas.
Number 3, can you tell me where the Balinese room is?
It's in Galveston.
Thank you very much. Tell me, does the Shamrock Hotel have laundry chutes?
Yes.
It does. Number 2?
It does not.
Number 3?
I don't know.
That's running the gamut. Martin Gable.
Number 1, are white-faced cattle longhorns?
They could be.
Number 2, do you agree with that?
They have all kinds. They have the pole with no horns at all, but the horn cattle are semi-long.
Number 3, what's your opinion?
They have both types.
There is a ranch in Texas which is larger, I believe, than the state of Rhode Island. It's called the King Ranch. At number 2, can you tell me the name of the family that owns that ranch?
I can't think of it right now. I know it, though.
All right, on number 1, can you answer that?
Started out with the king.
No, I believe the King's found. That's not the name of the president. No. Number 3.
I'm sorry, your question period's up, Martin. We'll maybe get a second round at it.
Number
Kitty?
1, I noticed that you were wearing 2 belts. Do Texas Rangers always wear 2 belts?
Yes, we do.
Number 2, where is Neiman Marcus?
That's in Dallas.
Number 3, are the Texas Rangers like the Canadian Mounted Police, always get their man?
They sure do.
Number 2, what's the difference between the Canadian Mounted Police and the Texas Rangers?
Well, the Texas Rangers is a state organization, and the Canadian Police, of course, is for the nation.
Hi, Gardner.
Number 1, what is the name of the governor of Texas? Price Daniels.
Of what important Senate committee was he the chairman before he was elected to the governor's chair?
I don't recall it right now.
Would you know number 2?
No, I do
Would
not.
you know number 3?
I believe he was on a narcotic investigating committee.
Number 3, do the Texas Rangers use planes or helicopters as standard equipment?
They have planes.
Number 2, as a motorcycle cop, when you stop a man for speeding, what's the first thing you're supposed to do?
The first thing I do is get off the motorcycle.
Mary Healy.
Number 3, who is Bob O'Donnell? Do you
Don't
know?
believe I know.
You don't know. How far is it from Dallas to Houston? Number 3.
Approximately 300 miles.
With that approximation, our time is up. It's time now to vote. So without consultation, panel, will you mark your ballots and select number 1, number 2, or number 3? May I point out again that for every incorrect vote, our challengers will receive $250 from Geritol, and that means if they fool the entire panel, they may win as much as $1,000. All right, panel, have you marked your ballots? Mary Healy, for whom did you vote?
I voted for number 3
Why, Mary?
because he knew where the Balinese room was, and I once worked there.
Martin Gable, you voted for?
I voted for number 1. Because there's my ideal of a Texas Ranger is represented by that worthy gentleman up there.
Here come to those steely blue eyes again, like last week. Kitty Carlisle, your vote was for?
Number 2. I felt if the Canadian Mounted Police get their man, he could get his woman.
Hi, Gardner.
I voted for number 3, but I was going to vote for 2 first. He looked too big to get on a motorcycle, so I switched to 3 because he looks like what a Texas Ranger wouldn't look like in a B movie.
They have big motorcycles down there in Texas. Maybe you didn't know that. All right, there we are. We've put our votes in and we've made up our minds. Let's see how well you agree with us now, because I assume you have at home, too. Let's find out now which of these people is the chief of the Texas Rangers. Will the real Robert A. Crowder please stand up? Nice having you here. Now, let's find out about the other 2. Number 1, who are you really, and what do you do?
My name is Colonel Marshall A. Elkins, and I'm base commander at Mitchell Air Force Base out on Long Island.
Colonel, I know the whole country shares with you the great pride that you have in the Air Force, which is celebrating, I believe, its 50th year as an air power in America. Isn't that correct?
That is correct, and on the 19th of this month, Sunday, we're having our Armed Forces Day at Mitchell Air Force Base. We'd like to welcome everyone out. It's a big show.
Sure, get out there and see it. That leaves number 2. How about you, sir?
My name is Jim Lee Howell. I'm from Arkansas. I'm coach of the World Professional Football Champions, the New York Giants.
Well, I can't say how much pleasure we had. We sure had a lot having you all here tonight. I think you did a good job, too. And there were 2 incorrect votes for a total of $500 from Geritol. Please accept it with our good wishes. Good night, and the best of good luck to you, gentlemen. Now, may we have our next group of challengers, please?
What is your name, please?
My name is Melody Satchko.
What is your name, please?
My name is Melody Satchko.
What is your name, please?
My name is Melody Satchko.
All right, panel, in front of you, you'll find another copy of an affidavit. Will you please follow as I read this one? I, Melody Satchko, am 14 years old, and I'm in the 9th grade of junior high school. My father is a policeman, and my hobbies are rooting for my favorite Major League Baseball team and shooting pool in our basement. My biggest thrill to date was my trip to Washington, D.C. last year, when in competition with 60 finalists from all parts of the United States, I won the National Spelling Championship. I swear that the above statement is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Signed, Melody Satchko. Now, in just a moment, we'll find out how well the real Melody Satchko can keep her identity with our game. These three young ladies claim to be Melody Satchko, the national spelling champion. Again, you'll question till you hear the signal. Let's start this round with Martin Gable. Martin?
Right over. Number one, Mr. Collier didn't tell us where you were from. Would you mind telling me where you're from?
I'm from Pleasant Valley, Connecticut. That's a suburb outside Stamford.
And number two, where are you from?
I'm from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
Number three?
I'm from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
Oh. Number one, you say playing pool is a hobby of yours.
Yes.
How many black balls are there in a rack of pool balls?
One.
One?
Yes.
Do you know what number two, do you know what a scratch is in pool?
I believe that's when you shoot the cue ball in one of the pockets.
In one of the pockets, yes. Number three, can you tell me in baseball what a hit and run play is?
A hit and run player?
Yes.
I'm afraid I don't know.
Kitty Carlisle.
Number three, how big is a pool table?
A pool table? Well, it depends on the size. Well, at our house, we have an under-regulation size pool table.
I see. Number two, I'm not terribly up on pool. What's the difference between pool and billiards?
I don't know.
Number one, what is the hardest word you ever had to spell in your spelling contest?
Bacavoris.
Back what?
Bacavoris.
I don't even know what it means.
I believe it means berry eating.
That's left me cold, too. Try again.
Berry eating.
Oh, berry eating. I see. No, oh,
sorry. Hi, Gardner.
How do you spell whatever it is you said was hard to spell?
Bacavoris. Baccivorous.
I'll look that up when I leave. I'll let you know about it. What is your favorite Major League team?
The Dodgers.
The Dodgers. Who is your father, rather, when he comes home at night, he's a policeman, is that correct?
Yes.
When he comes home at night and he takes off his gun, does he remove the bullets?
Yes.
What?
Mary Healy.
Number two, would you spell anti-disestablishmentarianism for me?
This is only a half-hour show.
Anti-disestablishmentarianism. ANTIDISESTABLISHMENTARIANISM, anti-disestablishmentarianism.
Good girl.
I hate to do it, but number three, would you spell...
Anti-disestablishmentarianism?
No, I said, all right, go ahead.
Anti-disestablishmentarianism. ANTIDISESTABLISHMENTARIANISM. Anti-disestablishmentarianism.
Number one, can you spell it? Just say yes or no.
Yes.
Good enough.
Oh, I wanted to ask another.
I'm sorry, time is all gone. It's time once again to vote on anti-disestablishmentarianism. So no consultation. Will you mark your ballots and vote for number one, number two, or number three? How about it, panel? All marked? Mary, your vote this time was for whom?
I vote for number two.
Have a reason?
It's pure instinct.
Spell it. Martin Gable.
I voted for number three, Bud, because the very professional way that number three named the word and then went on to spell the
What word, Martin?
And, well, I would have asked a question about spelling, Bud, but I wouldn't have known whether the girls were right or not.
I don't either.
Anti-disestablishmentarian.
Kitty Carlisle.
Number one. Number one gave me a new word, Bachyvorus, and I'm grateful to her for it.
And High Gardner?
Number 2. I voted for number 2 because when she spelled the word, she sort of droned it out with the same monotonous regularity and style they use at spelling bees.
Well, all right, there we are. Now let's see what sort of a spell we've woven over you at home. We're about to find out which one of these nice young ladies was the champion speller of the nation. So now, will the real Melody Satchko please stand up? Much, Melody. Now let's find out about number 1. Your name really is, and where do you go to school and so forth?
My name is Patricia Hope. I live in Manhattan, and I'm a junior at Julia Richmond High School.
And number 3, how about you, young lady?
My name is Phyllis A. Hanson. I live in West Hempstead, and I go to H. Van Carey Junior Senior High School.
Well, we certainly are proud of you tonight, and so should your schools and your parents be, respectively. Believe me, you were mighty nice challengers, and you succeeded in fooling at least on 2 occasions, so therefore there were 2 incorrect votes. And that means you young ladies will divide from Geritol $500. Accept it with our blessings and our good wishes. Good night. Now may we have our 3rd team of challengers, please.
What is your name, please?
My name is Martin Branner.
What is your name, please?
My name is Martin Branner.
What is your name, please?
My name is Martin Branner.
Once again, panel, you have copies of this affidavit. Will you follow along again as I read it? I, Martin Branner, until 1920, was in vaudeville with my wife in an act billed as Martin and Fabrini. We played the famous Palace Theater in New York the 2nd week it was open. We have appeared on the same bill with many great show business names, such as Smith and Dale, Harry Lauder, and the 4 Marx Brothers. 37 years ago, I quit show business and started cartooning. I am best known today as the creator, author, and artist of a comic strip which is read daily by more than 40 million people. The name of the strip is Winnie Winkle. I swear that the above statement is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Signed, Martin Branner. And we'll begin our cross-examination in just... All right, now, these 3 stalwart gentlemen all claim to be Martin Branner, creator and author of Winnie Winkle. Again, question until you hear the signal. We'll begin this round with Kitty Carlisle. Kitty?
Number 1, what day of the week was opening day at the Palace?
What day of the week? Monday.
Number 2, what sort of an act did you do with your wife?
Singing and dancing act.
Number 3, you said that you played with famous acts, such as Harry Lauder and the Marx Brothers. You played with Groucho and Chico and Harpo. What was the name of the 4th Marx Brother?
I played with the 4 Marx Brothers. One, there was Groucho, and there was Chico and Zeppo, and, there was a 5th one, Beppo, and, I said 4 of them. No, there's one other.
There was another one, yes.
Yeah, he's out of the business.
Uh-huh.
He went out of the business shortly after they were together. I believe he's an attorney.
Uh-huh.
High Gardner.
Number 1, what was Harry Lauder's favorite song?
Roaming and the Gloaming.
Number 1 again, what was Zits? Z-I-T-S.
I don't get that.
Number
Zits.
2, would you know...
Did you hear him? What was Zits? Z-I-T-S.
Zits was a theatrical publication.
Number 3, what famous columnist used to take photographs of actors in front of the Palace for a publication called the NBA News?
Walter Winchell.
What does the initials NBA stand for?
National Vaudeville Artist.
Mary?
Me?
You?
Tell me, number 1, what was the most famous song that you and your wife did together? Could you sing us a little?
Famous song?
Yes, what did you do in the act besides, singing and dancing? But
We were dancers.
You were dancers? Oh, I beg your pardon. Somebody else said you did singing and dancing, that's right. Well, I can't ask you to dance. Who was Frank Willard, number one?
Frank Willard? He's a cartoonist.
What was he famous for? What's his character?
Moon Mullins.
Oh. Number two, what did you do in the act? Did you sing and dance?
Sing and dance, yes.
Could you sing a little? Oh.
Sorry, there isn't time on that round. Martin Gable.
And number one, what was the honor that came to Harry Lauder that never came to Smith and Dale?
What was
The honor.
The honor that
What special honor was awarded him that never came to Smith and Dale?
I'm afraid I don't know.
Number two, can you answer that question?
He was knighted.
Right, he was knighted. Can you tell me, number two, who did the great cartoon Jiggs?
It escapes me just now.
Number three, can you answer that?
I'm afraid not.
Number two,
Time is all gone. Again, we're up to time to vote. So let's go with our ballots. We get ready to mark them for number one, number two, or number three. All set? Mary looks to be in a brown study here. You all ready, Mary? Okay, for whom did you cast your vote this time?
I voted for number two.
Oh?
I'm not quite sure why, but I think it's because he looks like an old vaudevillian. He still has a twinkle in his eye.
Martin?
I voted for number one, Bud. He not only has a twinkle, but he was very plausible in his replies to all these questions.
Plausible twinkle.
Plausible, exactly.
Kitty, your vote was for?
Number one. He seemed too young to have opened at the Palace, but he knew what the opening day was.
And High?
I also voted for number one. He looks and talks like an artist for some reason.
Mm-hmm. All right. Now, I don't know what your reactions were at home or how well you've done here in our studio audience in the theater. But let's find out now which one of these gentlemen created and is the author and artist of Winnie Winkle. Will the real Martin Brenner please stand up? Thank you very much, sir. It was nice having you with us tonight. Number two, would you tell us with your plausible twinkle just exactly who you really are and what you do?
I was John Crooks, news librarian of the Associated Press for 40 years. I'm now retired.
And number three, how about you, sir?
I teach dancing at Cardinal McCluskey and Holy Trinity School in Westchester and the Lavelle School for the Blind.
You told us what you do, sir, but you did not give us your real name.
Arthur Henry. My name is Arthur Henry.
Nice to have you here, sir. Well, I'd like to ask, you want to ask Martin Brenner any questions? I do. When did you drop the title of the breadwinner? You used to call it Winnie Winkle the Breadwinner, didn't you?
Well, that was Captain Patterson's title, and...
oh, I see.
I think we dropped it when the space got a little bit short. They crowded the title into the first panel.
Another thing. Yes, Kitty?
I wanted to ask how you made the transition from vaudeville to comic strip writing.
Well, that was simple. I had clever hands and feet and no brain.
Martin, you had a question?
Yes. Winnie Winkle's been going for nigh on to 30 years, I guess. How come she never gets any older?
37th year.
You want to know how come she never gets any older, Mr. Brenner?
Why, I guess that's from clean living.
Well, I'm afraid that's all we have time for. It was a nice visit. A lot more questions we'll ask you after the show, I think, Martin. We have only one incorrect vote there, and that was Plausible Twinkle himself. And that means, of course, that from Geritol, $250 to be divided. Thank you very much, gentlemen. We hope you enjoyed your visit as much as we did having you here. Good night. Well, it looks to me like that's all the time we have, except to say good night, panel.
Good night, Bud.
And remember what I told you about Geritol, a high-potency tonic that helps you feel stronger fast. Right now, this is Bud Collyer saying good night and reminding you to tell the truth. Good night, everybody.
Transportation for To Tell the Truth is arranged by American Airlines. Guests have flown from New York aboard American's famous luxury flight, the DC-7 Mercury. To Tell the Truth is a Mark Goodson, Bill Codman production in association with the CBS Television Network.